We're not yet, but
We are. Good morning.
now.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome. It's the 10th of November, 2025. It's Monday. Let us know where you're watching from. Put in the chat and put hashtag KMT for a giveaway of
T-shirt.
A t-shirt. Okay.
Yep, hashtag KMT for a T-shirt. I would like to give away a ticket to dinner on Friday night, but okay, here's what we'll do. We'll give away a ticket to dinner on Friday night, but if you don't live in Florida and you can't make it, you get a T-shirt.
Okay, so we're giving a t-shirt. If the winner happens to be going to Hack Your Health, they'll get a ticket instead. How about that?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right. Let's introduce Kelly here and get this ball rolling.
Good morning,
How
Kelly.
y'all doing today?
Where are you coming from today?
I am coming from at least it's not snowy here, the tundra, central Missouri. My town where I'm from is called Higbee. I'm about 30 miles north of Columbia, Missouri, Mizzou country, University of Missouri. 2 hours from St. Louis, 2 hours from Kansas City. I wish it was a lot warmer than it is this morning, but oh well. It'll be 70 degrees by this weekend, so that's Missouri for you.
The seasons of change are part of nature of life. We have to embrace them and love all that they bring to us, because without change, there's no improvement.
Philosophically, we have to embrace them. In reality, I don't have to embrace winter one bit.
Yeah, you do. You have to embrace Florida winter. It's changing there too. It's getting colder.
Well, here in Missouri, you can embrace all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I've decided why I don't live in Chicago. Yesterday proved it again.
yeah. Kelly, we've had you here a few times already. And so there might still be people that don't know you. Give us the abbreviated version of your story of healing and why you're a carnivore. And let's try to get some questions and answers. How about that?
Well, it probably started more like keto about 4 years ago. I was over 400 pounds. You know, I did the moderation, but it wasn't sustainable. And about 4 years ago, with other issues and being almost 400 pounds again, I stumbled across Dr. Berry video by accident. And that's what got me kind of started in this about almost 5 years ago. But keto, I stayed on the keto spectrum, not knowing and wearing the toxins and the lectins and oxalates in plants and seeds and nuts. And I developed really bad chronic inflammation, and also keto wasn't sustainable for me. So probably July 26th of 2024, I decided to make the biggest decision of my life in an apartment where I work at to start carnivore. And I just gave it one day at a time. And each day goes by, I noticing that I was losing weight. I was feeling a little bit better. So after the 5th day, I decided to give it a 30-day commitment. And from there, I just started healing. The chronic inflammation went away. I noticed that I dropped almost 70 pounds. Granted, I had a little bit come back on me, but that's because I decided to start eating less, because I believe what Dr. Kill says, feast and fasting, less frequency meals. That's where I'm starting to learn to eat. I'm eating 1 meal a day now. And I'm going to start working on long-term fasting. I may give it a shot today. See, when I get home from work, I'm going to see if I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat, because I should have done that last night and I decided to eat. But tonight, I'm going to give it a shot. If I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat, and I'm going to skip a whole day not eating. So it's just kind of shifting. I'm just kind of shifting gears so I can get the rest of this weight off, and so I can enjoy the rest of my life. But other than that, the chronic inflammation gone. I do. If anybody watched my videos on my YouTube channels, they notice that I walk with a limp, which right now I have a leg discrepancy, which I have somewhere from an accident about 4 years ago. I fell on ice, not knowing that I could have possibly damaged something in my pelvic or my hip, but I am looking at seeing a specialist to see what's going on, because I wear in my right foot, I do wear a heel lift that I made myself, which I'm walking a lot better. But I want to get to the bottom of what's going on, because whatever that is, carnivore is not going to fix it. Now, the inflammation, there's no inflammation in there, but I just want to be able to see what's going on so we know what I can do from there to get it fixed properly. So that's where, if I do have to have surgery, that's where I'm going to have to make sure that if they give me IV fluids, make sure that they don't give me any sugar water, because that's not what I want in my body.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Very well. And you also added some exercise routines, right?
Yes, I tried throughout the day. I'm one that hates exercising, but I love doing stretching. So there's throughout the day, no matter what, I'll do like push-ups, like, standing push-ups. I'll do squats. I will do stretches, all that throughout the day, because when I do that, it helps with me throughout the day, and by the end of the day, I'm feel good.
Very good. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat, QQQ in front of it, and we will bring them up. You have any questions, Dr. Kills?
Well, so on carnivore, comment a little bit on carnivore, Kelly. It sounds like you've improved tremendously how you feel, despite not dropping all the weight that you want to. My sense is carnivore in and of itself, no matter your size, tremendously makes us feel better, because it reduces the toxic substances that are made from plants. And I think a carnivore lifestyle is the very, very best. Makes you feel better, energized better. Walking, to me, put some extra weights on your back, carry them around, do some walking and weights is probably the best. And go to work, do what you're doing, participate.
In the summertime, I go up and down. We have 6 buildings where I work at, and we have 3 flights of stairs, and 2 buildings have 3 sections. Most of the building has 2 sections, and daily I'll go dump that, because we have what they call window units through the wall. So, dump all the AC fans in the summer. This time of the year is our slow season. But like today, I'll try to get out and I'll go walk the steps if I have to, and I'll go walk the property, pick up trash, stuff like that, because every little movement helps. And sitting, that's one thing about the past year I learned, is like sitting is the worst thing you can do. And because every time you get up, you get stiff, but once you get moving, you feel great. But just like carnivore with all the plants, I had discovered, especially the seeds and the nuts, that I ate a lot of them during keto, how bad that they can push those toxins into your body, and how bad that it can damage it.
Yeah, I've got my new book that I've been reading called The Light Eaters by Zoe Schlanger. Really good, about ultimately the plants are far more intelligent than probably you and I, any of us. That if you think about it, they are everywhere in this world, and they're basically, we work for them in some way. The Light Eaters, great book, highly recommend it.
Dr. Kills, we got some questions. This is from Keto Rock Stars. Question: from keto to carnivore, how much better did you feel when you cut the last remaining carbs and plants?
Is that for me or
For you.
for me? When I started cutting the plants out, I started feeling so much better. I noticed when I made that decision last year to go carnivore, full carnivore, I noticed in each day that it got less and less. As a matter of fact, the day that I decided to make the 30-day commitment was the same day that I made that same apartment that I made the commitment in to go carnivore. I had to put baseboards in that apartment. And before, I'm like, it was going to take me all day. I don't know how I'm going to get these baseboards in. But we started at 9 a.m. By noon, we had every piece of baseboard back into that apartment, the table, the chop saw back to the shop, and cleaned up and ready to go. And it's like, that's when you know that you are starting to heal, when you don't have that chronic inflammation anymore. I may have a little bit of joint pain in my hip and my knee, but other than that, it was like gone. 3 hours versus taking me 2 days to do it, being in pain.
Awesome. Okay, next question. Maybe it's for Dr. Nelson or Dr. Kills. How do you not take sugar water IVs if hospitalized?
Just tell the nurses and the doctors if they're going to put an IV, just let them know that you don't want any dextrose in it. Dextrose is what's in the IV fluids in the hospital. Dr. Kills.
And they give too much water anyway. IV fluids are over given too much. But what are you going to ask, doctor?
Yeah, lactated ringers. Does it have any dextrose?
Yeah, it has. So it has. I think it has some sugar, but I don't know the exact amount. I'm sure someone could quick Google that, Alia, maybe.
What's the word?
Lactated ringers. Ringers lactate.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it's one of the IV solutions that you give in the hospital usually.
There's evidence that we give too much fluids anyway. And that's
I totally agree with that 100%, because going on these mission trips, and of course you have nurses that goes on there that, goes to my church, and we're always told drink, drink, drink. But, I'm like, I know one year where I said, I'm not feeling good. This is my first mission trip build I went on. And I'm like, I'm drinking. But I said, I'm not feeling good. I need electrolytes. I'm losing minerals. And they're like, no, you need to keep drinking. It's like, I'm peeing out clear water. And I'm like, I'm drinking too much. I need electrolytes. Does anybody have electrolytes? I don't care. At this time, this was during keto. And I'm like, I don't care. Does anybody have like liquid IV or something? And that's what made me learn to buy the Element electrolytes and make sure that I bring them with me on the next build. Because just because you're drinking water doesn't mean you're hydrated. You can be dehydrated still.
Yeah, and there was a shortage of IV fluids recently, and basically we stopped giving the liter of fluids. We just used a very small amount in a syringe when we gave the anesthetic in our operating rooms, and people did fine. And too many fluids damage the glycocalyx, which is the sugar layer, the mucopolysaccharide layer that holds the fluids, and it's damaged because it changes the concentration of electrolytes. So what you're saying is right, Kelly. You need the electrolytes, salts. What's your thoughts, as a question from Instagram? Can doing carnivore reduce plaque in the arteries, or does carnivore stabilize the arteries and not make it worse?
I have no idea. I have not took a CAC test yet. I want to see where mine's at, because I never had it done. And the heart doctor that I went to, it's the same doctor my dad had. And 6 years ago, the reason why I'm going to him is because at that time I wasn't aware of AFib, if AFib was hereditary or it was something that my dad developed because of poor habits of the standard diet, stress, and he smoked cigarettes daily before he quit smoking in his early or late 60s. And so I decided to go, but now being on carnivore and hearing stories of people reversing AFib, I'm like, no, this is not hereditary. This is something caused by damage due to our poor choices.
Well, I would say it's hereditary because genetically we are very similar, so that there's some predisposition to all of us get heart disease, get electrical conduction abnormalities like AFib, to get diabetes and cancers and hypertension and strokes. So those are all genetically predisposed because the environment we have ourselves in. I mean, what are the most common diseases? These are them, correct? So
Correct.
That means there's a hereditary component to everything.
Makes sense.
We have 2 more questions right now. FL Girl, is sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda, good in water? A lot of bottled water companies are putting this in the water now.
Sodium bicarbonate, that's an alkalizer. That neutralizes acid, and the more alkaline, the worse it can be. I can understand being too acidic, but too alkaline's not really good because our stomachs need that acid to be able to break down the food when we do digest. So, and as working in maintenance, that's one thing that we have to put in our pool when our pH level is below a certain thing. So we have to put some kind of alkaline soda ash or sodium bicarbonate in there to raise that pH level up.
Simple Malden salt is what I generally recommend. Just salts, but we have Kilt's electrolyte mix you could use. And again, the reason we have to do this is because most of the waters we're drinking are just been distilled and don't have much in the way of electrolytes, salts.
Right. Mr. Cast Iron, I've noticed Dr. Kilt says to eat OMAD and steak and butter gal, and several others say 2 to 3 times a day. Is there any wonder why people are so confused?
Well, you can be a pure plant eater and live a long time and have little diseases. And so it's all confusing. We're giving you our experiences now and so I'm 69. I'm in my 70th year. I've never felt better. I typically do 1 meal a day. I feel great. My weight is stable. I'm now, again, if I lose too much weight, not good. If I gain too much weight, not good. But it depends on the future famine that might hit us. But again, find what feels right for you. There's no real scientific answer, but why would you eat 3 meals a day when you're trying to cut down on the calories or the energy input? You just eat 1 meal a day or do 2 to 3 days of fasting on a regular basis. You'll cut your calories significantly.
Exactly. Keto Rockstars, isn't AFib closely related to sleep apnea? My mom has sleep apnea and AFib. I have sleep apnea.
Well, yeah, because what is sleep apnea? It's another inflammatory condition. And so they're all related. And sleep apnea definitely is related to obesity because it deposits a lot of fat in your breathing tubes and may constrict or make it harder to breathe, for sure.
Although I wasn't diagnosed with AFib, or not AFib, I'm sorry, sleep apnea, I know I had it when I was big before I was carnivore. And when I went carnivore, I noticed that it went away. And the only time that I snored, or even my daughter noticed that I wasn't snoring, the only time I will snore, I'll wake myself up is if I decided to, I'm in my recliner and I took a little snooze and I didn't have that recliner set back all the way. And I end up, cutting my airwave off and I snore. That's about the only time I snore now. But
I think what you're snoring is a form of sleep apnea, by the way. So, and infinite people snore, and infinite people have a form of sleep apnea, but skinny people have sleep apnea also, because it's not just the weight. It has to do with the damage to the neuromuscular system that helps you breathe. So that's a big problem also, and it's all related.
This is the next question we have from Mary Freed. Do you have an exercise routine? If so, what's your workout routine?
I don't have a workout routine. I just get my movements throughout the day, regardless at home or at work, by form of whatever I'm doing, the activity I'm doing at work, the project I'm doing here at home. I'm out here brush hogging. I'm out here. Now that's done, I am starting to clean fence rows out, getting trees out. I got stuff that I've got to do on foot that I don't feel safe around with the tractor. So that's where I get most of my activities, besides just stretching and just movements throughout the house, in the house or at work. That's where my routine is.
Working. Go to work every day, best exercise you can do, and stand up desk, and do 30, 60 minutes of walking, do some weights, but go to work. Exactly what Kelly is saying, and be passionate about your work, enjoy your work. And if it's not what you're enjoying, enjoy your work and then go do something else if you want. Do you have any particular books or practices, mindset that you also utilize in your day-to-day life? You mentioned you go on mission work. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. This is something I have a passion for, especially I go every Sunday. I go to church. I believe in Jesus. I believe that Jesus was God's son. I believe what God done for us, that the reason why, if people notice that you see broken on the carnivore on my deal, is because no matter what, I believe that we're all broken spirit and that we need God in our lives, no matter what, regardless if you believe it or not. And I try to share the gospel as much as I can, which what God done for us, something that he didn't have to do, but he did it out of love. And no matter what, I want to make sure that I share that. And then, this mission trips that I do, we go to Acuña, Mexico. Well, this next one I'll be going in December is Acuña, Mexico, but we go to either Juarez, and I went to Acuña. This is my 6th mission trip build. And we go build homes for an organization called Casas for Cristo. It's based out of El Paso, Texas. And their mission as they started in 1993, to build homes for families in Mexico. They have now in Guatemala, I think in Nicaragua, and then I think the Dominican Republic, they also build homes too. And they build through the faith of the gospel through Jesus.
So community connection and helping our brothers and sisters, no matter what in this world, is critical in our mission, and supporting them.
Absolutely. That's one thing about it is like, no matter what, when Jesus died on the cross, God went from being in a building to we become the temple for him. And that's why, we must make sure we take care of this temple no matter what, spiritually, physically, and, even even through our souls, we need to make sure we take care of our bodies. And one thing about it is I believe that God led me to try this because I believe that this was the original diet that was designed. Now, I do believe very, very, very beginning of time that we were probably eating some kind of plants, every species, but I'm not going to say how long because I don't debate how long, the earth has been around and stuff like that. But I do believe that we had a small, minute time that we probably all were plant-based. But unfortunately, when the fall happened, that's what all changed. The plant's got its toxins, it's got its defense mechanisms, and I believe that's when we all went our proper human diet or a proper animal diet species where we become hunters and gatherers. And I believe that, and who knows, we maybe was designed at the beginning to become carnivore because we were put at the top of the food chain. We were the above everything. So we may have been carnivore at the beginning. I don't know, but that's what I believe. That's how I looked at it, through the Bible.
And carnivore, did it help your mindset, your spiritual journey, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. It gave me more of a clear mind. I don't have that brain fog anymore. I don't have the, sometimes I might have to, oh, what was that? And we all get that time to time, because we're thinking about it, but then it comes on quickly before it's like, the brain fog, like, what did I do this today?
Dr. Nelson, Talia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Comments, questions in our chat. We got someone that mentioned a Berkey water filter, really a great investment. I don't know if people have other water filtration systems. I get my water right out of the lake in Skinny Atlas. I do drink a lot of electrolyte water, sparkling mineral water also. What causes protein white film on the tongue? My doctor said I'm not drinking enough water. Thank you.
I think it's candida
Could
on
be,
your tongue.
could be.
Yeah.
That's some white stuff. It could be the cream you just drank.
And your coffee.
Are you a big coffee drinker, Kelly?
I used to be a big coffee drinker, and I cut probably 3-4 years ago. I cut back to 2 cups a day, or probably actually this mug I drink probably a cup and a half, so 3 cups a day. I have a small coffee pot, and that's all I drink. Sometimes I'll drink it plain. Sometimes I'll put some cream in it. Sometimes I'll make the bougie coffee where you put butter and egg yolks and stuff like that in there. But other than that, it's about 2 cups. I very rarely do 3 cups a day.
I love
but other
that.
than that, I make drinks.
Yeah, me too. That's hilarious.
But other than that, I may drink now and then. I might drink iced tea unsweetened, and other than that, sparkling water and electrolytes and water is about all I drink.
Let's see here. We got some questions. Brian Ari. I have noticed my teeth are doing much better on carnivore. Is this common?
I think so. I keep hearing people.
Yeah, 100%, because carnivore reduces the bacterial growth in the mouth, and the bacteria and the sugars in the plant fibers and sugars and microbes damage your enamel and your gums. So 100%. Dr. Nelson, you were saying something. I apologize. I jumped in.
No. I was done with my thought. I think so.
Yeah, but that is it, right? It is true that carnivore, and that's where Weston Price came in. A lot of his work and then Price Pottinger's work together. There was a lot on that, but our dental problems are secondary. I mean, what is the most addictive and prevalent substance that actually caused the explorers to exploit the exploitable, which is cane sugar? It's still the most addictive substance, which is a plant sugar. Our plants. Go ahead, Kelly.
I remember when I was on the standard diet, my favorite go-to sweet foods was Little Debbie's. I don't know why we call it Little Debbie's. It should be called Big Deborah because they call it causes us to get big. But my favorite thing was the Nutty Bar, and you try to moderate sweets. And I know my addiction. I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to chew tobacco, and I know how bad my addiction is. And you try to moderate that. I'm like, oh, I'll just have one before you know it. And within an hour or two, the whole box is gone. And there's like 6 or 8 in the box. That's how bad sugar is addicting. It was harder to quit that than it was the cigarettes or the chewing tobacco.
Which, if you think about it, fruit, fiber, vegetables, seeds, nuts, all produce heroin, marijuana, cyanide, nicotine, caffeine, and cane sugar and beet sugars, and even you think about the honey, right? Honey is produced by, it's collected by bees. It's plants food, right?
The only time I use honey is is to make a lip balm. That's it. Because after this year, I decided to learn if I don't want if I'm not wanting to put something harmful in my body, why am I putting something harmful on the outside of my body? So I decided to learn to make my own deodorant because some of the good tallow deodorant, it can get expensive, and I can buy the stuff in bulk, which I did, and I made my own deodorant, and works great. I don't know if really being on carnivore, I really don't need deodorant, but I'm more subconscious, so I just make my own deodorant. And I started using the Beast Mode tallow soap, which works great. I can get a 2-pack for $28, and it lasts me a long time. And then instead of buying lip balm, I make my own lip balm, which hopefully in the upcoming future videos on both of my channels, I will be making that and sharing that, because I feel that that's something that I shouldn't make money on. I want to help my brothers and sisters in the carnivore community.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, there's a lot of products people are making, but most of these products you can make yourself. That's what we're learning here. And someone like yourself is teaching, and many others, you could go online and learn how to do this stuff.
Absolutely.
And I have not been using deodorant for like years now. And I'm wondering why people aren't hanging out with me anymore. I don't. I mean, I don't. That's the game changer. It's just I don't smell anymore. I just wash off with water. And you don't need it, but I do love tallow soap, and I use it sometimes, for sure.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I also put tallow before when I do wash my hair weekly or bi-weekly. I also put tallow in it before I take a shower and wash my hair, because it's a good moisturizer. I use it as a moisturizer, and I noticed a tremendous change versus your regular lotions that has several chemical compounds in it, that the tallow is the same as our moisturizer, and it works just as good.
Could you put tallow in your armpits? I would say, yeah. Tallow on your skin helps a lot. And I mean, how was soap made in the first place?
They used lye, and they used a fat, lard or tallow.
Potash pot ash, the ash from your fire, water, and fat, rendered fat. This is it. It's also simple. We kind of make it all complicated. I mean, the number of products that people buy is crazy.
It's true.
Crazy.
Dr. Kiltz, I would like to pull up this comment and I would like your education response. Nutty bar, that's mostly fat. or Kelly.
Nutty bar. I think it's got more sugar than it is fat. I mean, yeah, it's got fat in it. It's the plant-based seed oils fat's what's got in there, but still.
And those aren't fats.
Is that the brand name of a bar?
It's a nutty bar. It's from like the same company, Little Debbie, right? That company.
Yeah, Little Debbie. And then you have your off brands that also produces, but the most common brand is Little Debbie.
Okay, fat comes from animals, and oils come from plants. Plant oils are not good for us, and eating a nutty bar is not fat. It's plant seed oils, plus the seed plant antigens that are trying to kill and control us. So again, fat from animals, oils from plants. It's really the simplest concept.
Very simple.
And an avocado, which means an avocado is what?
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
Which it makes oils or fat?
Oil.
Oil.
This one says coconuts have solid fats.
Coconut oils can be solid at certain temperatures. Is it solid at 98.6?
No.
And remember, it's our body's temperature that determines what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And again, coconut oil is not coconut fat. If you think physiologically, fat from an animal, oils from plants, it's like the simplicity. The problem is we forget about the simplicity. The Calvin cycle, Dr. Nelson, is it important in the human body?
Eat fatty meat. That's it.
What's that?
I said eat fatty meat. That's the important cycle.
I'm just trying to figure out the Calvin cycle.
I'll Google. I'm asking AI.
Well, yeah, it only happens in plants.
Is that from the book that you're reading? The Light Eaters?
Probably.
Yeah, it's not directly from that, but it's sort of we can't make sugar. We can't make it from CO2.
We have more questions, Alia.
Yes. So Kelly, how do you manage stress?
I just deal with it. A lot of times, if I used to be really bad when I was on the standard diet, but ever since I was carnivore, a lot of times I just I don't have much stress. But when I deal with it, I just go to God because a lot of times that's who you need to go to. The situation. There you go. The Holy Bible, God's Word. Find, whatever you're stressing about, find what he's going to speak to you through his word.
God's word is man's word, and he figured out the right words. And that's what the story is. We are all God. God is within all of us. And that's why reading and listening to these stories is critical. The biblical stories help understand stress, but no stress, no life.
Kelly, please tell us what you typically eat in a day. Thank you.
Mostly ground beef, eggs. I typically put some chicken in there because the beef prices are high, but I thrive the best on beef and eggs. Since last week, since I went OMID, I think there's only 2 times that I ate twice a day, but most of the time I ate almond, and I just used my air fryer. I put some ground beef in it, cooked it to a certain time, turned it, where it cooks some more, and maybe get a few bites out because I liked a little bit of the raw and the cooked together. And then I put some eggs in there and stir it up. So I just mainly do beef, eggs, chicken, some pork time to time, and then heavy whipping cream time to time, which is time to make some Kiltz's ice cream. And then time to time, I will eat some fermented vegetables or fruits like pickles. I like spicy dill pickles. Time to time, I will eat those. Other than that, I'm primarily probably 95% carnivore.
Is driving a car healthy for us? Is it risky? Is living with another human being risky?
Yes.
Yes. Life is risky, and you and I are going to become fertilizer one day, food and fertilizer for other organisms, whether they're micro or macro. And so just find a way to enjoy the day.
I look at it this way. We're not promised the future. We're not promised tomorrow. If I only had one day to live on this earth, I'd rather live the life I'm living, enjoy that one day, no matter if I have a bum hip or not, enjoy my life knowing that I'm healthy, I'm happy, and feel great and help others versus live another 20 years dependent on medicine and sitting in my chair in misery.
Totally agree.
Kelly, have you ever cheated or gone off plan, and what were the ramifications if you had any?
I really never really cheated at all on this diet,
Never.
but the part that if I do cheat, I'd rather cheat with the dairy. And the problem with me with dairy, I can have a little too much. One of my favorite things that reason why I have to hold off on it a lot, and I think part of it caused me to gain a little weight back, is Courtney Luna had several little YouTube shorts or Facebook reels, and she did pork rind cereal where she used heavy whipping cream or half and half. And of course, I just use the plain, put a little cinnamon in there, and I use time to time Aiello's monk fruit sweetener. And I got to where I had too much of that. Or if I eat cheese, I can eat too much of it. So that's the part I have to be careful with, the dairy part. Other than that, I have never cheated with the standard diet.
Never cheat, you only treat. Mindset is the master. As you label it, you enable it. If you think from time to time, I'm enjoying what I put in my mind, in my mouth, and you are a treater. And that's what life is about. Is a treat from time to time the cause of our downfall? I don't believe it is. Now, heroin, cocaine from time to time might not be the big one, or an alcoholic binge might be a bad idea. So
Next.
To the group, what is the single most important thing you do for your health?
Pray. Even though I'm not afraid to call myself a hypocrite. I try to pray as much as I can. I try to get in God's word as much as I can, but also I'll end up forgetting, and sometimes when I do forget, it end up being a kind of a bad day, but then I end up coming to him, and no matter what, prayer is the very first thing you should do. And then the other part is get you some, if you can, get some sun, get some fresh air, get out, get some movement, and enjoy your life no matter what.
Dr. Nelson, what about you? What's your single most important thing you do for your health?
Well, besides prayer, meditation, breathing, uh, staying carnivore, because if I deviate a little bit or treat myself with anything specific, I usually don't feel as good.
There you go. Okay. Next question. Just curious, I came back from vacation in Dominican Republic. I think that's Dominican Republic. I maintained my discipline in carnivore, though when I came back, I felt very lethargic. Aren't all cow meats the same?
Take a nap.
That's
Take a nap. I'm not energetic. I'm lethargic. What do? Take a nap. That's it.
I'm not afraid to take a nap. If even at work, I get a half-hour lunch break. I set my clock 28 minutes, or I eat if I do, or if I don't, I'll set it, and I may even take a nap. I even took a nap yesterday, no matter what, but I can take 10-minute cat nap and I feel great, or a half-hour cat nap. I feel great, and I'm, energetic. I'm ready to go.
And again, the food we eat, for most carnivores, they eat cooked meat, which is missing what?
Fat.
So fat. So all the amino acids must be converted to fat in the liver via insulin. That's why fasting is so fantastic, because if you have fat that you want to use and lose, you want to do one meal a day or less. It's the game changer. And have faith in God. Is there a bad day truly in life?
No, there's not.
None.
Yeah, and that's one thing about it. If you start feeling those hunger pains, you want to push through, just get you some Maldon sea salt, carry it with you in a jar. I do all the time. I have some at work, and I just lick my finger and put it in and eat. That's what I did yesterday. Felt great, because sometimes our bodies may not be hungry for food. It's lacking minerals and our salt, because take example, I grew up in the country. I grew up where I live. My mom and dad had horses. We also had cattle. My mom grew up with 13 brothers and sisters on a farm just on the other side of town where I live. And they had cattle and raised, and that's where I have my passion of living out in the country and having animals. If you go, even if someone just go out in a countryside, if you have family that has livestock, what does animals? Our animals never ate all day. The horses didn't go out and graze all day long on grass. They grazed a little bit during the day. They were up here in the loft getting out of the sun and all that. Then they needed minerals. They drank when they were thirsty. They licked the salt block when they needed minerals. And we're the only species on Earth that thinking that we need to eat 5 to 6, 7, 8 times a day, and that less salt we need. And that's not what we need. We need to kind of be a living example. If you watch livestock, that's kind of what we need to resemble, because they don't eat all the time. Why should we need? And that's one thing, being on carnivore, do the intermittent fasting. I don't feel like I need to have meal. If I'm not hungry at 12 o'clock, okay, I'm good. If I feel that the hunger pains and I want to push through till 5 or 6 to eat, I'll just take the Mountain Sea salt, and if I need electrolytes, I have the raw element that I take, and I will drink that. And I think that's like the best thing to do is feast and fast. The more you fast and the less you eat, I think you feel better. And I feel better this last week than I did previous 2 weeks ago when I was eating 2 meals a day.
Fasting empties the gut, which reduces the fermentation. Proteins ferment via the microbes in the gut and make alcohol. And so one of the best things we could do is go fasting. And again, imagine historically 50,000 years ago, where you weren't a grazing animal, but you're a hunting animal theoretically. And we're always hungry because that's natural for humans. because it's kind of like you're naturally always horny and hungry. We are. And why is that? Because it's survival and reproduction. And so where our problem today is access and abundance. That's it. You want to get to that one, Alia?
Yeah, I do. It says, just curious. I'm headed to Jets Afterburners podcast. Just curious. I'm headed to Italy next year. Not interested in stepping out of carnivore, but I've heard the plants and greens aren't tainted as it is here with pesticides. Don't shoot me, Dr. K.
Well, so eating some plants from time to time, is that our killer? Not one bit. Again, as you think of the thing, you create the thing. And is an omnivorous diet in and of itself the cause of disease, Dr. Nelson?
In and of itself, not necessarily.
Well, plenty of people who are omnivores that live a long time and healthy, happy life.
That's
And
right.
so when I go to Italy and to Spain and to Portugal, I have some plants and some really good fatty rare raw meat and eat my one meal a day, sometimes two. And nobody shot me.
Nobody did? That's great.
Not that I know. Well, I could be in the afterlife.
And Dr. Kills is speaking to us from the afterlife.
This could be heaven.
I'm curious about this one. Elke, is there, or Tim, is there ever a time that meat purifies in the gut? Did she mean purifies or putrefies?
Putrefy, she meant, I think.
Oh, okay, because I see your comments after that.
Yes, I put.
Well, what is putrefaction? It's fermentation.
Right.
Remember, the bacteria, yeast, they eat in your gut. And what do they eat? They eat amino acids and sugars. And what do they make? They make alcohol, heat, gas, aldehydes, methane, and many more substances. Is that good for us?
No.
It's not.
No.
It's not. So animals contain, by the way, all cells of all animals, all cells of all plants contain sugars, fatty acids, and amino acids. The amino acids and the sugars are fermentable, putrefiable. For sure.
Right.
This is where I get my plants now. The cows eat the grass. I eat the cow.
But don't forget, protein poisoning is real. And cooking your food, meat, animal products, it may damage the molecular structure of what you eat. CNY, Central New York is where it came from.
Because that was the first clinic, was in Central New York.
Well, it's CNY is where we started in Syracuse, New York, correct?
We finished all the questions.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
awesome.
All right, we
Wow.
should go. Bye, everyone.
You don't get
I
your
do.
6.5
I
minutes.
do want to talk about my new adventure and some of the people that's out here, like Keto Rockstar, Mopar Charger Rick, Peter Papa Carnivore. I think George Carnivore Talk, because I talked about it and they subscribed to my new channel. I do have a new channel since I've been carnivore. I have a passion growing up in the countryside, growing up around animals, growing into the family farm, when I was younger, having the animals. I have started a new channel and it's called Show Me Homesteader. I'm building a homestead on the property that I grew up on. I share 25 acres with my mother, which pretty much I got full reign since my dad passed away. And of course, without without money, I'm building on a budget, and I'm hoping that it will help people, that wants to build a homestead. I'm hoping that sharing my ideas of building fences and stuff like that. Hopefully my goal in the next 3 to 5 years to have a fully functioning homestead with haired sheep and goats. I would look, and maybe hopefully a bottle raised calf that I can raise up and fatten to butcher. But I've probably been out on that channel since October, and I'm looking forward to people subscribing to it and watching it. I think my last video, it showed me clearing out a fence row before it overgrows.
And ultimately, we're all building a homestead. That it's a mindset game along with a physical construction game. And so the lifestyle that you're sharing, Kelly, and is really helping all of us in building our lives.
Absolutely.
Drum roll. While this is going, there is one last question from Margie Ellis on Facebook. Oh, wow. Keto Rockstars, congratulations. Please email me, alia@drkilts.com, and we will get you your gift.
What's happening this Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Hack Your Health is happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the Tampa Convention Center, where we are going to come together and celebrate our health and wellness.
Can anyone go and free to Kilt's Mighty Tribe and join, and then also sign up and buy a ticket for our Friday evening Hack Your Health dinner?
Yes. They
Where's the link?
Several times in the chat, and I'll put it back in there.
Put in the chat. The front of Kilt's Mighty Tribe and drkilts.com. And we're really excited. We have a booth there. Volunteers, come by, share your story. I've got a talk 11:30
Sunday morning.
on Sunday morning. I'm going to talk about all of this stuff and more. And be there, please, to ask questions, to comment, or to throw tomatoes. No. Duck steak.
If you don't like it, throw a fish, not tomatoes.
Duck steak.
Dr. Kiltz, this is the last question, or Dr. Nelson, sorry that your face is covered up. Here we go. What about those that start having sleep issues instead of having better sleep after going carnivore-ish or heavy meat with 20 or less carbs? Oh, Jim. I don't know the Jim part, but there you go.
Yeah.
What about people who sleep get worse?
Take a nap, not mindset. I sleep well. So the mind is the master. Read the book, read Louise Hay, read Rhonda Byrne, read James Allen. I sleep well every day. And again, every time you say, I don't sleep well, you actually create that. And if you're not sleeping, get up and do something. Watch Kelly, watch Dr. Nelson, watch Alia, scroll the carnivore YouTube stuff. Look at all of our brothers and sisters, right? And that's the real trick here. As you think, so shall ye be. If I can't sleep, I get up.
That's what I do. If I can't sleep, I don't care, because if I can't sleep, if I go to bed, a lot of times I'll get in my comfortable spot and end up falling asleep. And next thing I know, I may wake up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm wide awake, and I'll get up and move.
I get up, I do my walking weights, I do reading, I do blogging, I do my meditation, prayer, really, really important. And so again, I mean, we've been sold a crock of shit, as they call it, that you're supposed to eat 7 to 9 hours. I mean, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I wake up at 2 a.m. all the time. I don't quite fall rapidly to sleep. I always go through my prayer, my gratitude list. And that's how you do this. And again, whatever you're going through, imagine that it's all a gift of life. It's all perfect and positive, right?
Exactly. Lewis asked how many people are coming to dinner. Right now we have 83 people coming to dinner. I expect we'll have 100 to 120 people.
We're going to fill it up. Vadia's team's going to be in the room somewhere.
Yep.
I don't know if I know that Meat Stock, Scott Everson. I know that our Healing Humanity brothers and sisters going to be there. We're really hoping Dr. Boz's team maybe is going to slip into the same room. Let's get everyone there.
Yeah, everyone there. And this is what time is dinner? It's 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at Terra Gaucha, 15 minutes away from Tampa Convention Center.
That's my sleep time.
I guess not that night. And so when we leave the Tampa Convention Center, we can go there. I mean, I could probably get it for 7, but
no, 7:30 is perfect for everyone. But show up at 7. I'm sure we're all going to start showing up. But we're gonna hopefully we'll even have some tickets to encourage people on Friday.
Yeah.
Come Friday morning. What time is the convention center open?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Be there. Going to be so many people showing up. A lot of stuff happening that day. And again, it's whether you're a vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarian, or carnivore, everyone is welcome. Everyone is there to learn and share their ideas and ways. We're going to have some giveaways there with some prizes. So come by and share. So Kelly, what's your last words to sign off?
I was just told yesterday that I may have a guest with me. I'm taking my girlfriend with me.
Oh, that's good to know. I will make sure she has a ticket. She's your side and main chick, right? Your side chick and your main chick.
This is what I'll say, and I say this at the end of every video, on both channels. Let's be kind, be positive, have a good attitude, and encourage and support one another. You all have a great day. God bless.
God bless.
See you on the next one.
Thank you, everyone. Kelly, you're amazing. Ali and Dr. Nelson, thank you.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Oh, 5:30 tonight. Zoom call.
5:30 Zoom call.